All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am in Detroit. I have the van here, and I have a lot of news for you to talk about with regards to it. So I figured this could be a van video where I just sort of talk to you about what the van is now and what I'd like to do with it in the future. And then what amazing things are happening, man. We got a lot of good stuff here. Lots and lots of good stuff. So the drive home from Texas was fantastic. It was a great drive. The vehicle runs great. I actually took it to get its 30,000 mile warranty at, that's kind of a funny story. I took it to Roy O'Brien Ford here, because it was the dealer that my dad used to go to when he was alive. He had his plumbing business. He took his plumbing vehicles there. So I was like, I'm going to extend the lineage. So I took it for its 30,000 mile checkup. It was supposed to be rotate tires, give it a car wash, change the fluids, and do an oil change. So I was like, okay. So I pull it in. Now this is a Ford dealership. They do all the Ford stuff. They took it and then they changed the oil, which was good. And then they came out to me in the waiting area and they said, we can't rotate the tires because you have dualies. Because I have, two sets of two tires on the rear end. And I was like, well, okay, but those tires do need to be rotated. I went online and there's a way to rotate those tires. But I'm like, okay, they must know more than me. Although they could have probably let me know that before, because I had told them what kind of a vehicle it was. I mean, they are a Ford dealer. and then I was like, they're going to take it back and give it a wash. And then they come back out and they said, we can't give it a wash. It's too big. Not the solar panels, not the Max Air fan. It's too big. I mean, I would think that they could maybe go around the outside edge and wash it. Maybe they could clean my tires? Maybe? Nothing. Anyways, no big deal. I'll do my oil changes from now on, actually. I mean, I have my dad's shop here. I can do basically everything I need to do. For those of you that are just watching, hi, how's it going? My name's Matt. I had been cycling around the world, but we're switching. We're gonna adjust things. I'm still working on getting my trike back. I ride a recumbent trike. I've ridden 20,000 miles or so around Asia. Maybe 15,000 miles probably, but it's still stuck in Malaysia. But I'm trying to get it back. When it does get back, it will be the accessory to the tour, not the primary mode of transportation on the tour. This bad boy is going to be the primary mode of transportation. I'm going to turn this van into a complete video editing and podcasting studio. The great thing about van life is that you can turn these vans into whatever you want. They're like a fingerprint of the owner. Some people really like cooking. Some people really like art. Some people really like, I don't know, music. So they'll design their van according to the style of living that they want to have. Some people are hippies. Some people are a little sophisticated. Some people are yuppies. You can design your van for whatever purpose you want. For me, food, I can go to a place and find interesting food. I can live off simple means. I'm a simple man. But music, I'm sort of musical, but not that important. For me, storytelling. So I want to take this van around the world, and I want to share the stories of the people, of the places, of the entrepreneurial activities, anything special, anything. I want to squeeze the juice out of every country I go through, the good stuff. The lemonade. I want to make lemonade. They're not lemons. I want to make lemonade. The sugar. I want to find the sugar. I want to make lemonade. I don't know if that makes sense. Anyways, so let me show you this van. So this is a 2020 Ford Transit, extra long wheelbase and extra high. That little thing right there that's a range extender. So that means that I can go to let's say I go to a hotel. I haven't used it yet, but you could go to a hotel, find out what their username and password is for free Wi-Fi, and then you can go into the parking lot and drive. The guy who owned this said you could go almost a mile away and still get the reception from that hotspot, so that seems like it's pretty cool. A lot of this is not going to last. In fact, the guy that sold it to me, Royce, really nice guy. He sold me the van is fantastic, but it's not quite laid out the way that I want it laid out. So what I have here is I have a bunch of cardboard boxes that I picked up in a dumpster. And I'm going to start building the interior the way I want it. And then I was thinking that if I build it out of cardboard, then I can kind of visualize it and say, okay, I need this place to be deeper, I want this place to be more shallow, and I can kind of adjust heights and stuff without having to build cabinetry and everything. But yeah, so I'm going to first of all tear everything out of this van. And then start shaping it in like in cardboard or like putty. I'm trying to shape it like putty. It does have a lot of good stuff in the back, like components and whatnot that I will maintain. Obviously, I'd like to upgrade as much as possible. But first things first, I want to take all of this, the bed and everything, get it out, get it all out, so I can have bare walls, so that I can kind of get an idea of what I really want it to be, and then I can start really visualizing. So first things first, I want to get everything out of this van. But yeah, things got a lot of capabilities. I mean, ideally, if my wish list was accomplished, I'd have new wheels, new suspension. Ideally, I'd love to paint this thing a different color, but I don't know. There's a lot of van to paint. But increase solar power capacity, increase inverter capacity. There's a 2,000 watt inverter. I want 3,000. I want air conditioning eventually on the top. Really nice appliances. A decent refrigerator. I have a cooler in there right now, but it just takes up too much space. And a beautiful interview area in the back of this van that welcomes people, that allows them to share their stories, and in turn allows you to hear their stories. I also want to put a lot of windows here. I want to interview people and have like the outside environment sort of interacting with our conversation. And yeah, that's the goal. Travel around the world sharing stories. But first things first, we've got to have a blank slate. A blank slate to start with. I was debating whether I should just build on what he had or just take it and redo it. And knowing what's behind these walls is really going to be nice, because I'll be able to wire it up the way that I want and put different plugs in different places. And obviously I want to cut windows out, so that's important. So I've been looking a lot at ceilings, and the ones that I really thought were amazing was the wood grain ones, and I saw some that were made with like bamboo, like 1/4 inch bamboo ply, and they just went in strips all the way down. Some people actually separate and actually have a gap between each slot, which is nice. My first little kiss. The truck gave me a kiss. But I'm trying to think about electronics. I think like keeping the center conduit here as a piece that can easily be removed and electronics to be shuttled through the wall would be something that I'd be very curious about. What I really want to know is how that he's glued the struts across here, because it looks as though he's got these boards here that he glued or attached, bolted to the rib here at the top, which is good. I think I can keep that. Add some more cross bracings and then put the boards across. Now what I want to do is I want to remove the walls and see what's going on behind these walls. And he's got all the cabling here on the outside of the frame. What I'd like to do is see if I can find where this harness comes together and see if it's possible. There's a lot of cables in here, but it would be nice if I could get them inside the frame, which would be nice. All right, now it's starting to take shape. I'm going to disassemble these boxes and try and get a better idea of my spacing. There's a lot of wasted space here, but I don't know if I think I'll probably build some temporary fixtures here with the cardboard so that I can really get a good idea of the way I'm going to use the interior of this, but I've made a lot of progress today so far, and it's so nice. I can finally, you know, start breaking into my dad's shop. Now this is my dad's shop. Me and him made all manner of things in here. He built the house. He built the play structure over here. You know, this thing. And I mean, my dad was a craftsman, so this is a really, really nice project to kind of, I'm gonna have to clean up his shop, which is something that hasn't happened since he passed away. So they kind of opened the door to this garage and allowed friends from the church and people to come in, and they took some of the best stuff, but that's okay, that's okay. He still has plenty of stuff here, and he has a lot of wood. I want to work some of my dad's really, really nice wood that he left into the build of the van, and kind of make it somewhat of a tribute to my dad. I don't even know a lot of the stuff that he has here, so that'll be a project for another day. Firstly, I want to finish tearing the van apart. Alright guys, my dad would be very happy because I've started to clean his shop. Threw away a bunch of stuff, and I tore apart my my water reservoir area and water heater, and so I just pulled out the tank, the 25-gallon tank, and I noticed something very interesting. The container that housed the tank was all corroded. So I'm really glad that I'm like literally tearing this thing apart, because if I noticed there was a little bit of a smell of mildew, and I didn't know where it was coming from. I mean, there's nothing in the van right now. It's totally empty. We are at stage one. We have, I think, pretty much officially finished stage one. There's only one more thing that I have to do, is I have to tear apart the electrical center. I think I might wait on this, actually. I'm not going to take the van with any of this stuff in it to the show, actually. I'm going to build templates into the van so that I can drive around and see if I like it or if I don't like it, and prep something in that area to give me ideas, and also give ideas to the people at the show. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I'm going to the Overland Expo West in Flagstaff in a couple of weeks. I'm actually speaking at it. I'm doing 2 presentations, one about building a social media income, and another about traveling in Asia versus America. But I want to take the van there, and they're going to let me bring the van into the fairgrounds, and then I want to talk to some suppliers and maybe bring them to the van, say, these are my ideas, give me some thoughts. I think I'm done for the day. Not bad for a first day, especially starting late. Got a lot done, and I'll tell you what, I saw a lot of stuff in that van, and I'm like, okay, I'll do this, okay, I'll do this. Good stuff. Take it easy, guys. Jayoe. We'll speak to you later. This is going to be an interesting time, building this van out, sharing it with you guys on a step-by-step basis. Hope you enjoy it.